Welcome back to my instructional videos, the nice tutorials. Today, or right now anyway, I'm going to cover topping off cartridges, how I do it, drip and or dry smoking, depending what you want to call it, and also some general maintenance things I like to perform that I haven't had any problems with, but once again, with everything, take it at your own risk. So, number one, we're going to talk about topping off cartridges. So say you're puffing, you're just not getting anything out. Well, you need to put some liquid in the core. And let me rip apart a cartridge real quick so you can see what we're dealing with if you don't already know. You have a cartridge, this plastic piece. Now inside it, you have what looks like a polyester or a spun silicone. It's a spun, it's kind of like, looks like what's in your pillow stuff. And it doesn't focus the other way. It's just a little white thing, and it holds liquid. So, that one's, I don't feel like putting back together, so I'm going to grab one that I was just using. And the second thing you're going to need, other than a cartridge, is liquid. This is a little eyedropper bottle, this was a breath mint bottle I got from Walmart called Sweet Breath. It was, I don't know, maybe $1 for 2 of them. It holds 2 or 3 milliliters. It's pretty small, but gets me through a day. Now, I don't know if you can see, but that's the liquid in there. And this is a little dark. I have some vanilla that came with one of my e-cigs, so it's a little bit darker. But that's the liquid. So, this is a super simple procedure. There's a couple ways to do it. I typically just take my cartridge and I drop this in the filling until it doesn't hold anymore. And once it starts bubbling out a little bit, you know it's full. This one was pretty full, so it only took 2 drops. Then put it back in. And smoke away. Now that's one method a lot of us use. Another thing you can do if you're out and about and you don't have any liquid, so you can take a cartridge, say this one, say it's running a little dry, you take tweezers or a paper clip or any number of things and you can squeeze the filling down in it, kind of move it around, try to get the liquid in the bottom, and then pull it back up flush, put it in. It's usable at least for another while, another little bit. So that's what I do to top off cartridges. A cartridge, I can typically get at least a couple days out of one cartridge if I'm topping off. I'm not sure what happens, but the filling starts not really holding the liquid as well, or it starts tasting weird, then I usually change it. Now, the next thing I'm going to cover is called dry smoking or drip smoking. It depends on who you talk to. It involves no actual cartridge. So what you do is you drip a drop, say right in the atomizer. Don't go overboard. Drop or 2 most. You don't want to go crazy. Now there's an empty cartridge that I talked about in the first video that comes on it. This is when this comes in handy. So you can pop the empty cartridge on there, and smoke it, still have the piece. With ones like this, you don't necessarily need to use this piece. You can just go right on the metal. With a e-cig with an exposed atomizer though, like this, it sticks up right there, you might not want to just go throwing that thing on your tongue. I'm not exactly sure how hot they get, but I don't know if they're mild. So that's drip smoking in a nutshell. The problems that can arise from drip smoking though, if you put too much liquid, you can flood the atomizer and it won't smoke, or it can leak into the battery, which can the switch in there. So be forewarned, a lot of people swear by drip smoking. I personally always use cartridges except for
the rare occasions like doing a video. Now, one of the other things you can do if your performance is starting to suffer and you know your battery's good, you know your cartridge is good, is you can try to heat up the atomizer a little bit and get some vapor out. You have a few ways of doing this. You can dry smoke it until you start getting less and less vapor. Be careful, don't overheat the atomizer. Make sure this doesn't get too warm. The other thing you can do is blow, blow from the battery end, and you'll get some out. Don't go crazy with this. I mean, even 5 seconds, that's probably about the max comfort limit I have, if even, and then I'll put it down and let it cool off. If it's still billowing a lot, then I'll let it cool off. I'll do it a few more times, and then I'll pop in a cartridge and enjoy it.
these things typically work pretty well. I do have a few recommendations on liquid. I would not recommend ecig.com's liquid personally. It seems impure, and I've had problems with it clogging my atomizers. So what liquid you use is up to you, but I wouldn't recommend them. There's a U.S. distributor. It's Electronic Cigarette Sales. They sell what I think is decent liquid. There's another company called Free Smoke. They sell extremely high-priced liquid, but everyone that uses it says it's outstanding. So, you know, mileage may vary depending. I know people that use e-cig liquid exclusively and have no issues, but I think I use my devices enough that I have problems using it, so I don't use it anymore. So, you know, do that at your own risk. But either way, that's, I think, with the first video and this one, that covers most of the actual basics. And so, yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.